By the way, I'm not American. I can't vote anyway. But and I don't think I would even vote. But it's about how
I'm an American
Donald
and I can't vote.
Congratulations. It's a book about how Donald Trump used mass manipulation to win the presidency, and things like this, where he says, "Oh, it's gonna be fine," whatever. Gets people talking about him, and you don't talk about any of the other presidential candidates like you talk about Donald Trump during dinner.
He's definitely more entertaining, and so people talk about him more. And like Joe Biden, has he said anything in forever?
Yes, he stuttered a lot more this week. Yeah, he spoke poorly twice more this week, and it came out that he has donated, like, I don't want to get the number wrong, but let's call it $2.5 million to the Me Too organization or whatever. And the theory is that's to keep them from bringing up the woman who's accused him of literally raping her.
So it didn't work because I heard about that.
Yeah, but that organization isn't saying boo about it.
Sometimes I feel like, Joe Biden will speak eloquently for 98% of an interview. I think we're going to the same place. And then we look at the 2% and say, what a doofus this guy is. Look at how he's fading and breaking down. Not this time. He did what I'll call his worst performance in recent times, where he just seemed lost. They'd ask him a question and he's like flipping through his notes to find the answer. I would like a president who knows the answers, not who is looking through the answers that were prepared on his behalf. It was a really bad look. And
dude, what's he going to look like 4 years from now if he did win?
It was a really bad look, and I agree with Woody 100%. Look, I hate the guy, right? I'm a Bernie bro, let's have a revolution here.
I'm a Warren stan.
Well, I want him to legalize marijuana and expunge my record, so Bernie bro for life, as far as I'm concerned. I am a single fucking issue non-voter, as I like to say.
Come to Amsterdam. Move over.
I'm not allowed, motherfucker.
Buttigieg was going to legalize it and expunge records.
I can't go. There are counties in my state that I can't go to. Most of them.
Oh no.
He has to hang out in his little quadrant.
What? Because of the weed situation.
Yes.
To me, that's just,
I'm on federal probation. I'm on federal probation for another year and a half. Yeah. I have to get piss tested regularly.
No,
not anymore.
They have called off piss testing old Kyle here for it would appear, because I call my number every day.
I was going to ask, you still check daily even?
Oh yeah, I don't want to miss a day and have to deal with somebody.
I'm glad that you take it so seriously, because
of course
I don't want to get too distracted, but there is this thing that happens to the TSA when they check luggage, and the fact that only, like, I'll make up a number, 1 in 5,000, 15,000 luggages actually have a problem. It's easy to get complacent. You pass it through, and there's like a 99.9% chance you were right to pass it through. So if I called 30 days in a row and they didn't call my number on day 31, I would be very tempted not to call.
I call that shit every fucking day, except for weekends because I don't have to. But yeah, I'm allowed to petition for an early cutoff of my probation after half of it's been done, which would be sometime in October or November or whatever. So my thought process is I would like to go into that with like a perfect record. I would like my probation officers to speak highly of me and have good reports on me and all that sort of thing. So I try.
Did they tell you how likely that is? With like, it's 50-50 shot, or is it like if you keep your ducks in a row, pretty much 100%? I
don't want to go into the nitty gritty. I could explain it to you later, but I'm not too hopeful. I would say my personal opinion. I haven't talked to my lawyers about this because it's very expensive to talk to them and I'm going to wait till we get a little closer till it actually matters. Because I talked to them today. And then maybe they forget we talked about it. And when I asked them in October, and now I've just spent an extra $550. Yeah. So I'll wait till we're a little closer to the due date on that one. But there's a lot of people have to agree that I'm ready for freedom.
And you feel like some of the government guys are not going to agree no matter how wonderful you are. Like they might be anti.
Yeah, there's
Would a letter of recommendation from me help?
Not in the slightest.
What about from me? What about for me?
That would be even worse. That would be even worse.
Okay. A foreign national lobbying to get made out of.
Look, Taylor Quip, this may be news to you, but cranium size has no bearing when you write a letter to the federal government. They don't
we can
care.
start a petition on
I'll put a photo in it.
change.org. No, we'll get signatures. Don't worry about it. We'll get signatures from 100,000 people.
That's okay.
We could.
We can just make it happen just like that.
I just want the one signature. It'll be just fine.
I just want the only one that fucking matters.
Yeah. The people that matter don't give a fuck what you people think about any fucking thing. I promise you. I've been in scary rooms with them where there are no.
But okay.
The scary rooms. Were you ever hot light on your face? Like,
did you smoke the marijuana?
Were they trying to ever like sweat you?
Did
you
got like that
cookie
cookie
lamp? Did you eat the cookie? Yes.
I watch up TV or whatever. Lawyer.
Yeah.
I want my lawyer.
Yeah.
Nope.
That's
lawyer.
You were very smart. I have a question about interacting with the lawyer. If I was paying, I think you said $550 an hour with my lawyer, I would. Each okay. If I was paying $1,100 to talk to my pair of lawyers, I think I might be really rude. Like you mentioned a situation where they explain to you how probation works, and then they re-explain it. I'd be like, skip. Let
me tell you a little story.
For more money.
Let me tell a little story. I had a meeting with these gentlemen one day, and it's me, both my attorneys. Kitty's there. She's got notes and stuff because she's been my go-between at times, and we're going over things, and I'm trying to speed through this motherfucker, right?
Yeah.
Then I realized we're going the full hour. That's like we're going the full hour. There's no 45-minute sessions once you sit down at the table. I might as well start racking my mind and asking silly questions. Anything like, well, I mean, what do you think is going to happen in the next election? Well, I've got a friend. Just ask them anything they might know about that you might want to know about while we're all sitting here because we're staying for the full hour. I felt like I had all of my questions answered in half an hour. And then I realized, no, we're going the full 11 hundo today. This is, we're getting it done.
You add all your questions, they answered them, and then they kind of just filibuster and just
reiterate.
My impression is that only happened because you were being polite. Could you have said, like, you know what, guys, 30 minutes in, I feel like this is a win. I got to split.
I probably could have. But I wanted these guys to like me and work hard for me, and so if that costs $525 extra, I was willing to pay that expense. I really liked my lawyers personally and professionally. I thought they were an excellent pair. I had a lawyer before. He was more expensive. We asked Mo, from New York. We're like, I was like, I want the best attorney in Atlanta. Do you know anybody? He's like, oh yeah, I'm going to get you the big Jew.
Jew.
I go to this fucking law firm in this high rise in Atlanta, and it's impressive. Like the elevator opens and everything's like carved wood on the walls and everything, and like the carpet's even fancy, and there's music playing, and I'm just like, I think I'm going to end up paying for some of this music and carpet and wood carvings in just a minute here. Mm-hmm. And sure enough, but I would have phone conversations with that guy, and 15-minute sections. And I'm looking at like my watch, and I'm just like 8 minutes, 9 minutes, 10 minutes, 12, 13. At 14, I start wrapping that bitch up because I know I'm still getting a bill for $200. It's coming for 15 minutes of conversating with this motherfucker. So
all right, Smooly. Yes, take care. Bye.
So
gotta go.
Why was he a bad fit? I'm curious.
Oh, that was a whole different thing. Different thing.
He was too big and Jewish.
Yeah.
Was he the guy that helped with the explosive permits?
Yeah. I've had a couple of them where my legal fees have been extensive. I've known a quintet of attorneys. I believe that's 5, right?
That is.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So some good, some cheap, some expensive, some bad. Who are literally, I won't go into it, but they're going to pay.
Well, I'm glad you got good ones now.
I don't need them anymore.
I'm glad you had good ones in the end.
Yeah, I had good ones for this.
Do you really think you'll get that one attorney to pay?
Yeah, he's going to have to pay. His insurance will have to pay because he did a poor job, and it's provable that he did a poor job. Because there are transcripts of what he did, and it's negligent. In any case, I had another lawyer that was like $50 an hour, and I'd use him for everything. You get this? I'm like $50 an hour for a man with $300,000 worth of fucking school debt.
I had a free
You're never
lawyer.
digging out of that hole, buddy.
I just called to chat.
I had a free attorney. I really like her. She's in my phone. I forget her name. But when we were getting this house renovated, there were all kinds of issues. You guys remember Jamal and Ed and those guys and
contractors.
Yeah, all the contractors, and they're hitting us with giant extra bills. We agreed on a price, and he's like, "Yeah, it's another $13,000," because he'd suggest things or whatever, and I'd be like, "That is a good idea," not knowing that it was $13,000 worth of extra stuff, and eventually, so I called her, and I was like, he doesn't want to finish, and this and that, and it's a problem. He's months behind schedule, and she would give me advice, and I'm wanting to pay her, and she's like, "For a 5-minute phone call? No. I just want you to like me for the next time around when you have legal problems. For 5 minutes, this isn't the kind of thing that I bill for. So next time I have trouble, I'll hit her up."
Yeah, but, the $50 an hour guy, I had him dealing with all my machinima contract nonsense, and I would have him whenever my dad wanted a will drawn up or a trust drawn up, I'd send him to that guy. Friendly, smart guy who knew what he was doing. He was just small town lawyer, and he was my age, so I could talk to him.
I want to throw out life advice for people who may be in the same position I was a few years ago. If you agree on a price and the contractor comes back and hands you more invoices, these are the words: "That is an unapproved change order." If you didn't sign it and agree to an additional price, it's an unapproved change order. And when work order, and when he hears those words, he'll know that it is an unapproved work order, that you guys didn't agree to a new price.
I've had it.
Oh, yeah?
And
I bet, because of your real estate ventures.
We just said, no, we're not paying. And, my mom takes care of it, because here in the Netherlands, if I'm not allowed to work on my real estate stuff, because then it's considered work. And if I get other people to work for me and take care of it, then it's considered capital gain, which is a lot less taxed. So my mom's she's savage. She's just like, no, we're not paying. Thank you for doing the work, but we're not paying. And then eventually,
nice one, Trump.
They really like my mom for standing up, and now we've been doing business together with these guys for a few years, actually.
Oh.
And whenever they try to screw us over, every now and then we're like, nope, we're not doing that.
Nope, you sneaky bitch. Thought you'd sneak one past the goalie. Not today. Not today, because mom's in net. And nothing gets into mom's 5.
So we were talking about